as you begin this experience, you can start by arranging your body in a comfortable position, adjusting your arms and legs so they can rest naturally. And when you feel ready, you may close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Of course, if there's another way you'd like to get comfortable, that's perfectly fine. And if it takes a few minutes to get your body into a position where your mind can start to enter a trance-like state, that's fine as well. And with there being such an emphasis on mental health at the moment, it's become so common to ask, what's the right way to calm yourself? Is it by making sure that you are in the most relaxed setting? Is it by slowing your breathing to the point where your heart can begin to beat slower? Or is it being able to get your mind to that zone-like state where it can be calm yet focused at the same time? Regardless of how you go about getting relaxed, there really is no right way to think about it. And it's certainly not something you are supposed to know about. Nor is it something you really need to be adamant about, per se. You can be just fine doing whatever is working for you and helps your mind take a lunch break from all of the commotion and discord going on in the world, which you've probably noticed has gotten to be a little much over the past few years, with what seems like constant debating on news channels between people online who have never even met, even debates going on in your very own mind. Should I see things this way or that way? Should I be focusing on these events or not? And all that intense dialogue can be so tiresome. Of course, you can still rest easy with your body continuing to settle and your thoughts beginning to slow, remembering how some debates can be a bit more light-spirited. Like, what's the best food city in the country? Or, is it acceptable to put pineapple on a pizza? And regardless of what side you take, one of the few things everyone can agree on these days is that there are few things that can instantly put you in a good place like good food. The kind with the power to put you in a food trance, where time becomes irrelevant, and you find yourself pleasantly less connected to the outside world. You may even imagine one of your favorite kinds of food at this moment, re-experiencing the distinct aroma when it's in front of you, and that initial burst of elation when the first bite reaches your taste buds, and the good feelings that travel throughout your body when you consume something good. And, of course, there are many reasons you may love a certain food. Reasons you can actively explain. Even reasons that maybe you can't explain, especially if it holds a deeper meaning, buried within your subconscious, which can serve as an interesting reminder how there can be many reasons you like the things you like, or think the way you think. Reasons unique to you and your life story. So, it wouldn't make much sense for someone to insist there is a food you are supposed to appreciate, or that there is a right way to feel about a certain food, or demand that you take a stand on which food is the best, especially considering it's entirely subjective. And more importantly, you can appreciate many different kinds of food. And liking one doesn't mean that you have to disregard the other. You can always like a lot of one and a little of the other, and peacefully enjoy whatever makes you feel nourished and helps your mind rest comfortably and your body rest comfortably, just like you would after a nice meal, feeling satisfied and at ease, like you are at this time, not having to be anywhere other than the space where you are at this moment, feeling more secure about what you like and the things that make you, you, and the events that made you, you. Even if they were experiences that happened years ago, joyful experiences you always looked forward to when you were younger, special holidays like Halloween, a time you can easily visualize when it was perfectly acceptable to indulge in as much food as you want. You can recall so effortlessly the excitement of choosing a costume, walking door to door, gathering as much candy as possible. A pleasantness you can re-experience as if it were happening at this moment, followed by that inevitable point when you come home at the end of the night and reach into the treasure chest of what seemed like an endless amount of candy, with your fingers digging through the plastic wrappers to find those special candies, to just eat and eat, until inevitably it gets to a point after consuming all that sugar when you say to yourself, "That's enough. I'm getting full," and kindly give yourself a much needed break. And it's interesting how even as a young child, you had that protective mechanism that alerted you when you were getting full, which is the same mechanism helping you today as an adult, letting you know when maybe you've had too much of something, too much food, or too much news, information overload from outside sources. And just like you did as a kid during Halloween, and just like you do today after a large meal, you absolutely have the ability to stand up and say, "That's enough. I'm getting full," and walk away from your phone. And at what point does the connection start to form between what you put into your body and how it makes you feel? And at what point do you remind yourself that you do have the power to simply get up and do something else? Something that can make you feel more comfortably satisfied instead of uncomfortably full. Even if it means getting up after consuming just a little bit, which is perfectly fine, considering you can't be reasonably expected to sit there and consume things that aren't making you feel good, especially when you have the freedom to dictate what you consume and where your mind goes and what you focus on, whether it's the physical comfort of the muscles in your body continuing to loosen while your breathing continues to slow, or the mental comfort of being reassured that you have more control over your thoughts than you thought you had. Meaning, the next time that you feel that outside pressure to take a stand or take a side for something you don't know about, or honestly don't care too much about, can be the moment where you begin to feel that unique mixture of comfort and confidence, and can skillfully say with conviction, "I don't really know," or "I don't really care," which is acceptable, considering you can't reasonably be expected to feel the same way as other people about everything. And you can't possibly know about everything going on in the world. But what you can certainly know is that from this moment forward, you can begin to experience newfound feelings of confidence flowing seamlessly throughout your body, and find it much, much easier to be okay with how you feel about something, knowing there really is no right way to think about the things going on in the world. And the next time you find yourself doom scrolling through your phone and notice yourself feeling that uneasy tension in your body from ingesting too many news updates, can be the exact point that you get up from the table and confidently say to yourself, "That's enough. I'm getting full," and put the phone away, or turn off the television and go willfully about your day with a newfound focus on consuming things that are meaningful and will make you feel comfortably satisfied instead of uncomfortably full. So you may go forth feeling more in control and more assured in your ability to consume just the right amount of news, or candy if you prefer. And before you bring this experience to a close, you can take all the time you need to let this new information continue to sink in, so it can be readily available to you when you need it the most. And when you feel ready, you can bring this experience to a healthy close, opening your eyes, feeling nourished and confident for the months ahead.